Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100th Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and today I'm doing a 2022 team preview for the Northwestern Wildcats. So if you enjoy this video or this podcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week on Facebook and YouTube. We have clips or show on Instagram at 100th Football, and of course, our podcast, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network, you can listen to each and every single day on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Go over there, leave us a review. Let's talk about Northwestern, man. 2020, awesome season. 2020, 7-2, 6-1, the Big Ten. We all know they got to the Big Ten championship game as well. And then last year happened. 3-9 overall, 1-8 in the Big Ten. God, what happened? Let's talk about last season, man. And you thought that they were going to be looking good. They weren't. The offense wasn't there. The defense wasn't there. They only scored 14 points in 7 of their last 8 games. They only scored 14 points. So Pat Fitzgerald, longtime head coach, right, getting close to 20 years now. He's on year 17, I believe. He's got to figure something out with this team. And I think let's talk about this team. Let's talk about this team before I get into it. Let's talk about the offense, the O-line, everything going on here. Let's talk about the O-line. This is going to be a good positive. We'll start thinking positive first, right? You got 4 starters coming back. You got good depth here with Peter Skoronski. He's coming back. The running game averaged 144 yards last year. It's got to do a little bit more than that. They did good last year against Ohio and Indiana State, but they got to get a little bit better. Of course, Evan Hall, Andrew Clare, they're coming back. They're going to be more experienced. That helps. The quarterback. Let's talk about the quarterback. Most important man on offense. They couldn't really figure it out. And now you got 2 options here they're trying to pick from. Because, we all know Hunter Johnson ended up going back to Clemson. And Andrew Marty, he's done. He's done for. But you do have former star from South Carolina, Ryan Helinski, who we've talked about here on the show a few times before. And also redshirt freshman, Brendan Sullivan, battling it out throughout the fall camps, getting ready to see who's going to be QB1 for this Northwestern team. Wide receiver number 2, Malik Washington, last year caught 44 passes, 578, and 2 touchdowns. You need a little bit more production from that. Like I said, they also need just more downfield playmakers as well. Hall is going to make a slew of catches out the backfield, I think, with Evan Hall. So I think that's going to help out. And this team is interesting, right? When Northwestern's winning, the offense isn't that good. And the defense, right? The defense is usually what this team's made up of. Last year, 2020, they did really good. And last year, they averaged about 6.1 yards a play. That ain't going to cut it. I don't care who you play for. I don't care what division you're in, what conference. You ain't going to win many games if you average that many yards a play. You didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. Second worst in the Big Ten overall. And I don't even want to speak against the run last year. It wasn't there. Worse in the conference. So, you might need a little bit of time to get things spruced up again. You've got Bryce Gallagher, middle of the linebacking core. He's solid. But you're losing Chris Bergeon, who tackled 141 times. He's gone. He's out. He's gone from the outside. And I think, like I said, Pat Fitzgerald had a good job of having linebackers throughout the system. But I think there's going to be a little bit of just some downtime, right? We'll say that. Defensive front also growing through the motions right now. You have Adebore. I'm trying my best here. He's a good vet. He's going to get to the pass rusher. The tackles are coming from the transfer portal, though. You wave the white flag. The transfers are coming in. You got Tyshawn Holmes from UMass, Ryan Johnson from Stanford, and Hendrick Bart from Indiana State. They're all coming over, and you're expecting. Bro, you're expecting a lot from these guys early on in their first season here. Or else, if not, I don't think it's going to be pretty. The secondary, you lost Brandon Joseph. Northwestern only came up with 6 picks last year, and none of those guys who got the picks are coming back. Joseph had 2 last year. So, he went off to, we don't know Brandon Joseph, he went to Notre Dame, right? He went to the Fighting Irish. But you do have 3 starters who could be back, like Coco Azima, great name, and also Cameron Mitchell and A.J. Hampton in the backfield. So, this team is certainly a football team. There's a lot of negatives, and there's a few positives you can look at with this team. Some key factors, though, in 22, in order for them to be successful, you got to get the passing game going. You really do. And the offense, it was just not explosive last year. It was just mundane. You got to get things rocking this year. Just cut down on turnovers, right? Last year's offense, 14 picks, 13 touchdown passes. Ain't gonna cut it. And you just got to do better. Defense. You run defense. That's mostly it. You just got to not allow them to just run you over pretty much. I mean, I don't know how much more plain I can put it. And some guys to look out for, I think. You got Tyshawn Holmes, the key transfer, right? I think he could be a good factor in helping out. And also, I think that Ryan Johnson, the transfer, they're also going to have to help out. So, looking at this team, let's talk about the schedule. Up first, you've got Nebraska up first, August 27th. You've got Duke, Southern Illinois, Miami, Ohio, Penn State on October 1st, the Badgers of Wisconsin on October the 8th, Maryland Terrapins October 22nd, Iowa Hawkeyes October 29th, the Ohio State Buckeyes November the 5th, Minnesota, Purdue, and the last games against Illinois November 26th. Do I think this team can get to the Big Ten championship? Not quite yet. Not this year, no. Do I think this team is going to be better than the 3-9 record they put out last year? For all my Northwestern fans out there, you're going to like this one. Yes. I think they're going to slightly improve their record. I'm expecting better from Northwestern. I'm expecting better offense, better defense, better special teams, everything. And like I said, you got an experienced head coach. He's been through a lot with this program, just in his coaching career as well. So I think that it's going to be a better team. I expect maybe 5 wins. Nothing too crazy. But I do expect a better season from Northwestern in 22. But please, I want to hear your comments. What do you think? How will this team do? What's the record? What will their record be? Put it in our comments on Facebook or YouTube. Or if you want to, even put it in the comments on our podcast as well. Spotify podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, etc., etc. Go over there, check us out. And also, if you have a team that we haven't covered yet, you can all check out all the teams we've covered on YouTube. We have playlists for the NFL. We've all covered all of them. But we are doing as many college teams we can before the season kicks off. So if we haven't done your team, put it in the comments, and we will get to it as soon as we can. I've been your host today, Logan Landers, talking about the Northwestern Wildcats 2022 team preview. Have a great day, everyone, and we will talk to you again on another episode of 100.